Good morning. My name is Marissa, and this is our morning stretch. We're just starting on all fours, hands and knees. So come down to your hands right under your shoulders and your knees right under your hips with your toes tucked. It's the opposite of pointing. And then pull your butt straight back to sit on your heels. With your toes tucked, you'll feel a stretch to the arches of your feet and to your toes. And then return your shoulders over your wrists. Do it 3 more times, keeping the toes tucked. Pull your butt back and then come forward. Do it 2 more times. Go back and come forward. Do it 1 more time. Go back. Stay where you are. I just want to give you the side view. So you're back already with your butt over your heels. Your toes are tucked. Come forward with your shoulders over your wrists. Keep the toes tucked. Look to the ceiling, arch your spine. Look into your belly, round your spine. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. 2 more. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. 1 more. Inhale, arch and look up. Exhale, round and look in. Now come to a neutral spine. So you're no longer rounding or arching your low back. Hug your belly in and puff out your low back. But in your upper back, instead of rounding, see if you can create a trench in your upper back by pushing down into your hands and pushing forward. Hug your outer arms in, point your toes, and then pull your butt straight back onto your heels, and then come forward with the shoulders again. Do it 3 more times. Pull your butt backwards, and then come forward. 2 more. Pull your butt backwards and then come forward. 1 more. Pull your butt backwards. Stay here. Loop your left arm under the right. Let your right elbow pop towards the ceiling. Your left temple comes down. Come back up, reaching your left hand forward. Loop your right arm under the left. Lower your head down. The left elbow pops to the sky. Your right temple comes down. Come back up with the arms forward. Lift your forehead off the ground. Lift your shoulders right over your wrists. Tuck your toes. It's the opposite of pointing. Stay there. So you'll feel a stretch in the arches of your feet. You'll feel a stretch to your toes. Move your knees backwards 3 inches. Keep your shoulders forward over your wrists. You're in a long all fours. Lift both of your knees 2 inches off the ground and then tap them down. Do it again. 7 up and down. 6 up and down. 5 up and down. 4 up and down. 3 up and down. 2 up and down. 1 up. Go upwards and backwards so you look like an upside down V. You're in a downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come forward to plank. Your shoulders go over your wrists. Your torso is parallel to the ground. Your legs are straight. Go backwards, downward facing dog. Do it again. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go backwards. 1 more time, come forward, but notice how you're not allowing your hips to sag. So don't let your hips drop towards the ground. Keep your hips elevated as high as your shoulders. Then lower your knees down. They're backwards behind your hips. Point your elbows straight backwards. As you bend your elbows, your chest comes halfway to the ground and your nose goes 8 inches forward of your mat. And then straighten your elbows. Don't drop your hips. Do bend your elbows to point backwards. You're only going halfway down and coming back up. 2 more. Make sure you're taking your head forward and back up. 1 more. So as you bend the elbows bend right over your wrist. And then come up, lift your knees. You're in a plank position. Go backwards, downward facing dog. Look between your hands and walk your feet forward in between your hands. Separate your feet hip width and parallel. Come up onto high finger pads. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Come to cactus arms. Your elbows are bent and your palms are facing forward. Twist to your right with your upper body. Stay here. Your upper body and arms are twisted to the right, but the right hip bone, instead of opening to the right hip bone is facing forward. Then return to center. Do it 3 more times. Twist your upper body and return. 2 more. Twist and return. 1 more. Twist and return. Let's twist the upper body and arms to the left and stay here. So the upper body is twisted to the left, but the lower body, the left hip bone, is facing forward. And then return to center. Do it 3 more times. To the left and center. 2 more. To the left and center. 1 more. To the left and center. Keep these arms. Lift your right knee up. Flex your foot. Be very mindful and very definite with your leg. So it's not like you have this like just doing any such thing, but you're doing something very with intention, so that you have your right foot landing right under your right knee and you're flexing your foot. So you're creating a very sharp 90-degree angle, right angle with your leg. And then step the foot down. Lift your left knee up. Same thing here. So your left knee is lifted as high as your left hip. Your foot is flexed like you're standing on a very high step out in front of you, so that your shin is parallel to the wall out in front of you. So it's not like you're letting this foot drop backwards. It's right under your knee. Then come to stand down. Let's lift the right knee up. Let's twist our upper body to the right. We'll come back to center and take the foot down. Lift your left knee up. Twist your upper body over to the left. Come back to center and take the foot down. Lower your hands down by your side. Sweep your arms out and up. Dive forward. Your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind you. Take your back knee down and point your back foot. Right at the floor in front of you, hook your thumbs and keep your elbows straight with your fingers spreading wide apart. Then rise up with your thumbs hooked and stretch over to your left. Stay here. Breathe here. Come back up. Keep your thumbs hooked. Go down to the ground with your hooked thumbs. Then separate your hands to high finger pads, framing your front foot. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. You're in a low lunge. Walk your back foot forward. Inhale, come to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. You're in a forward bend. Bend your knees and go to high finger pads outside of your feet. Step your left leg long back behind. Take your back knee down and point your back foot. At the flooring in front of you, hook your thumbs your second way of hooking, your non-habitual way. The fingers are spread wide apart. Rise up, your palms are facing forward. Stretch your upper body and arms over to your right. I'm mirroring you. Breathe here. It's a stretch for this whole left side of your waist, this whole left side of your body. Come back to center, keep the thumbs hooked, and go down to the ground. Then separate your hands to high finger pads, framing your front foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Walk your back foot forward. Bend your knees, then straighten your legs. Do it again. Bend and straighten. 2 more. Bend and straighten. 1 more. Bend and straighten. Keep your legs straight. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Create that trench in your upper back. Exhale, fold over. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, tabletop with the palms facing each other. Exhale, fold over with your palms facing the back of your mat. 2 more. Inhale, tabletop. Integrate the head of the arm bones into the shoulder socket. Exhale, fold over. Do it one more time. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, fold. Sweep your arms out and up. Dive forward. Your arms go out to the sides and down. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Take your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Keep your arms up and come to stand at the front of the mat. Turn your palms out, dive forward, go all the way down. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. Take your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. Keep your arms up. Come to stand at the front of the mat. Turn your palms out, dive forward and down. We always have the feet hip width and parallel. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Keep your back heel lifted. The back heel is pointing to the sky. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a high lunge. Keep your arms up. Take your back knee into your chest. Then step your foot down. Turn the palms out. Dive forward and down. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. Your back heel is lifted and the back heel is pointed to the sky. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a high lunge. Keep your arms up. Take your back knee into your chest. Don't forget where the foot should land, right under the knee. Then step the foot down. Turn your palms out. Dive forward and down. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind. Take your back knee into your chest. Your foot is off the ground and your foot is flexed. Then go back to a lunge. So we have 7, the knee in and back. 6, in, lunge. 5, lunge. 4, lunge. 3, lunge. 2, lunge. 1, from this lunge, walk your back foot forward. The feet are parallel and hip width apart. Inhale to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. You're in a low lunge. Make sure you're being very generous with how long you're stepping that left leg long back behind. So you don't want that leg too close to you. Then take the back knee into your chest. You're flexing your foot. Your foot is off the ground. So we're going backwards to a lunge and in. 6, in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go backwards to that lunge. Walk your back foot forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and all the way up. Hold on to your elbows. Arc backwards. You're presenting your heart to the sky. Instead of shortening the length of your neck, see if you can lengthen the back of your neck. So it's like you're going over a huge beach ball behind you. Rise up, bend your knees, and bring your torso parallel to the ground. You're still holding your elbows. Then keep your knees bent and bring your torso parallel to your thighs, still holding your elbows. Hug your belly in and straighten your legs. Sway side to side. Keep holding your elbows, bend your knees, bring your torso parallel to the ground. Keep your knees bent, keep holding your elbows, bring your torso parallel to the wall out in front of you. Push into your feet, rise up. Lift your arms up, turn your palms out, dive forward and all the way down. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Step your right leg long back behind. Take your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up, warrior one. Turn your palms forward, bend your elbows. You have these cactus arms. Twist your upper body and arms to the left and return to center. 3 more. Left, and center, 2 more, left, and center, 1 more, left, and center. Now keep the cactus arms and take your back knee into your chest. You might have to like what I did, kind of like tap the toe to get a little bit of leverage. Now turn your upper body and arms to the right and come back to center. 3 more, twist, and center, 2 more, twist, and center, 1 more, twist, and center. Keep the arms. Step the right leg long back behind. The back heel is lifted. Reach your arms straight up to the sky. You're in a high lunge. Let's hook the thumb. Let's stretch over to the left and stay stretching to the left. Descend your back knee to the ground. Point your back foot. So your upper body and arms are stretching to the left. Stretch so much to the left that your thumbs come unhooked. Your left hand goes down to high finger pads. The right arm over your ears like a ballerina arm. You're looking up to the inside of the right arm. So it's a big stretch for the whole right side of you. Let's switch the arms. So the right hand goes down and the left arm comes up and over. It's a rounded arm. Look up to the inside of this left arm. Take both hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes. Lift your back knee. Step to a plank position, top of a push-up. Cross your right ankle behind your left ankle. Stay here. So you're in plank. Your torso is parallel to the ground, and your legs are long back behind you. Your left toes are tucked. Since the right ankle is crossed behind the left ankle, the right toes are not even touching the ground. So only your left toes are tucked. Let's bend the elbows to point backwards and then straighten the elbows. Do it 3 more times. Just bending your elbows and straightening your elbows. Don't let your hips sag. Bend your elbows and straighten. 1 more. Bend and straighten. Uncross your legs. Go upwards and backwards. Downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Bend your elbows. Only take your body halfway to the mat. Point your toes. Lift your heart. So you flipped over onto your pedicures. Your knees are off the ground. Your thighs are off the ground. Go backwards, downward facing dog. Do that again. Come forward to plank. Don't let your hips sag. Do bend your elbows to point backwards. So you're coming down halfway parallel to the mat. Then you'll flip your feet to pedicures as your knees come off the ground and your thighs come off the ground. The elbows are straight. Then tuck your toes, go to downward facing dog. Look between your hands and bend your knees and hop your feet forward in between your hands. Walk your feet forward to the front edge of the mat. Separate your feet hip width and parallel. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Sweep your arms out and up. Hold on to your elbows overhead. Then switch your grip, holding your non-habitual way of holding. Bend your knees. Your torso is parallel to the wall out in front of you. Keep holding your elbows. Bring your torso parallel to the ground. Keep holding your elbows. Bring your torso parallel to your thighs. Straighten your legs and sway your torso side to side. Find stillness. Bend your knees. Bring your torso parallel to the ground. Keep your knees bent. Keep holding your elbows. Lift your torso upright, parallel to the wall in front of you. Push into your feet, rise up. Lift your arms up, turn your palms out, dive forward and down. Inhale, lift to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Step your left leg long back behind. Take your whole back foot down. Reach your arms forward and up. You're in a warrior 1. Turn your palms forward and bend your elbows. Twist your upper body to the right and come back to center. 3 more. Right and center. 2 more. Right and center. 1 more. Right and center. Keep these cactus arms. Take your back knee into your chest. Twist your upper body and arms over to the left and center. 3 more. Left and center. 2 more. Left and center. 1 more. left, and center. Keep the arms. Step your left leg far back behind. You're in a lunge. Make sure your back foot is not down. The heel is lifted. Turn your palms forward to face each other and reach your arms up. Here you are in a high lunge. Hook your thumbs overhead, your second way of hooking. Stretch over to your right. Now stay stretching to the right as you descend your back knee and point your back foot. So your upper body stretching to the right so much that the thumbs will split, the right hand will go down to high finger pads, the left arm, this ballerina arm over the ear, look up to the left. It's a big stretch for the left side of you. Breathe here. Let's change it up a little bit. Take the left hand down and take your right arm over the ear. So you're now on the second side, looking up to the inside of the right arm. A stretch now for the right side of you. Let's take both hands down to frame the front foot. We'll tuck the back toes and lift the back knee. Step backwards to a plank position, top of a push-up. Cross your left ankle behind the right ankle. Stay here. Since your legs are long back behind you and you're in a plank without sagging your hips, here you have your right toes tucked, but the left toes are not even touching the ground. The foot is flexed. Point your elbows backwards as you come down and then straighten. Do it 3 more times. Point and straighten. 2 more. Bend and straighten. 1 more. Bend and straighten. Uncross. Go to a downward facing dog. Look between your hands and bend your knees and hop your feet forward in between your hands. Inhale, come to a flat back tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Inhale to a tabletop. Exhale, fold over. Come to stand up with your hands down by your side. Bend your knees and reach your hands forward on a diagonal to the ground. So your knees are bent, but make sure that you're not arching your low back. So zip your belly in, like you're zipping up a tight pair of jeans. So your front body is hugging in and you can puff out your low back. So with your knees bent, your arms are reaching forward on a diagonal. Your hands are shoulder distance apart. You're in this kind of squat position. Come to stand. Let's do that 7 more times. Squat with the arms coming forward. Good. Do it again. 6, your arms are on this diagonal towards the ground. 5, diagonal towards the ground with the hands. 4, stand. 3, stand. 2, stand. 1, stay here. Reach your right arm out to the side and up to the sky. There's a diagonal line from wrist to wrist. And then return this hand, shoulder distance apart with the hands. Do it again. Right arm lifts up. 7. Return. 6. Return. 5. Return. 4. Return. 3. Return. 2. Return. 1. Return. Lift your left arm out to the side, up to the sky. Stay here. You have this diagonal line, wrist to wrist. You're opening up to the left. Then return. You're using your waistline to twist. Do it again. 7. Return. 6. Return. 5. Return. 4. Return. 3. Return. 2. Return. 1. Return. Take your hands to touch your toes, drop your head. Fold in on yourself. So you're stretching the back of your legs. You're stretching your hamstrings as best you can. Let's step the feet wide, wide, wide apart. We'll walk the hands forward on high finger pads. So the hands are under the shoulders and the torso is parallel to the ground. Then lift your hands off the ground. The palms face each other. Bend your right knee. Your hands are going to frame your right knee. Then go all the way over to the left knee. You're bending the left knee, straightening the right leg. Let's go over to the right and left. Right and left. Right and left. Do it one more time. Right and left. Go to the right and stay to the right. Then straighten your arms out to a T. Then reframe the right leg. Go over to the left. Straighten the arms out to a T. Reframe the left leg. Go over to the right. Arms out, frame, over, 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 out, frame. Come back to center, hands go down. Your torso is parallel to the ground. Your heels are down on the ground. Heel toe your feet to come in just a little bit wider than your shoulders, not all the way to hip width. Turn your toes out and squat down, your hands to prayer. Let's plant the right hand flat down. Take the left hand to the left hip. Take your right leg behind your left leg. You're landing on the pinky blade of this foot. Now you can move this left foot so that you're really standing on the sole of the foot and there's more of the knee over the ankle. Take your left arm to the ceiling. Take your left hand to your left hip. Let's unwind. This right foot comes back. We're going to a squat. Let's do it over with the left hand down. Left hand comes down, right hand to right hip. Left leg goes under you. Now you're going to move this right foot so that you have more leverage here with the foot landing under the knee. Let's take the right arm to the ceiling. Return your right hand. Let's unwind back to that squat. Let's add on to that. Right hand comes down, left hand to hip. Right leg goes backwards, rearrange the feet. Left arm to the ceiling. Stack your left leg over the right. Let's take the hand to the hip, return the foot, return to a squat. Let's do it on the other side. Left hand comes down, right hand, right hip. Left leg goes behind. You're going to rearrange to get leverage. The right arm comes up. We'll stack the right foot on top of the left. Let's return the right hand, return the right foot, unwind to a squat. Here in squat, see if you can get your torso upright. So your butt is lower than your knees. Keep your hands in prayer. Reach your prayer hands up. Separate your prayer hands, push into the feet, rise up. Your toes are turned out. Your palms are turned forward. Keep your knees straight. Take your hands to touch your toes. Drop your head. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, go up. Exhale, come down. 2 more. Inhale, go up. Exhale, come down. 1 more. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Stay down. Walk your hands between your feet. Turn your fingers backwards and walk your hands backwards. Plant your palms flat. Keep your feet wide. Just turn your toes forward so the feet are parallel to each other. Drop your head. Feel the stretch of your inner thighs as it's almost as if you're trying to tack the inner thighs to where the ceiling and wall meet behind you. Push down more energy to the outsides of your feet, to the pinky blades of your feet. Then turn your fingers forward. Take your hands to hold your hips. Lift your torso parallel to the ground. Point your elbows to the ceiling. Keep your legs straight and hug your belly in. Push into your feet. Rise up. Take your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Breathe here. Heel toe your feet to come right under your hips. Your feet are hip width apart. Push down into your feet and pull up from your feet. So your muscles are wrapped around your bones. Have an engagement at your core that your belly is hugging in. Feel this balanced, equal, even pressure of right and left halves of you. Notice how your right and left foot are pushing down into the earth evenly, are pulling up from the earth evenly. Notice how your right and left hand are pushing into each other evenly. Then lower your hands down. Thank you so very much for joining me. This was our morning stretch, and my name is Marissa.